Ever wondered how much of the United States could fall within the range of Russia's Oreshnik missile? Since it first surfaced in 2024 through a silent black-and-white surveillance recording from Dnipro, Ukraine, the name Oreshnik has instantly triggered global tension. In that short but harrowing video, 6 massive fireballs sliced through the darkness before crashing into the ground at brutal speed. Now, news that the missile could potentially be deployed to Venezuela has the West holding its breath. Curious about the maneuvers and the strategy behind them? Keep your eyes on the story. Moscow is no longer merely defending itself, it is reaching across the ocean, bringing its most advanced military technology into the backyard of the United States. The startling statement made by Alexei Zhuravlyov to Gazeta.ru in early November was no empty rhetoric. He emphasized the possibility of Russia supplying Venezuela with Oreshnik and Kaliber missiles, a move that sends a chill through the corridors of power in Washington. The relationship between Moscow and Caracas is nothing new. Nicolas Maduro's regime has long benefited from Russian military support, ranging from assault rifles to advanced fighter jets. However, the prospect of the Oreshnik appearing on South American soil marks a striking strategic escalation, a demonstration that Russia sees no significant obstacle to sharing its latest technology with key allies, even those located thousands of kilometers away. The undisputed star of this new military theater is Oreshnik. The Pentagon itself, in a tone that suggests deep concern, has classified Oreshnik as an experimental medium-range ballistic missile born from the DNA of the legendary RS-26 Rubezh intercontinental ballistic missile. However, calling it merely a missile would be an understatement. Oreshnik is a manifestation of Russian engineering prowess, hurtling toward its target at a staggering speed, reaching Mach 10, or 10 times the speed of sound. At such velocity, Oreshnik is no longer just a man-made projectile. It moves like a meteor falling from space, tearing through the atmosphere with a plasma sheath that renders it practically invisible to conventional radar, and, more importantly, virtually impervious to any existing missile defense system. No Patriot or THAAD system can intercept an object traveling at such hypersonic speeds. Before an enemy defense system can react, Oreshnik has already struck its target. This missile carries 6 primary warheads that can be independently targeted, and each of these releases 6 more submunitions, creating a rain of destruction that scatters like a cluster of nuts falling from a tree. Black and white video footage that once circulated shows a terrifying yet mesmerizing moment when these warheads shower the Earth surrounded by a blazing cloud of plasma. What makes this technology so revolutionary is its concept of kinetic-energy attack. The released submunitions do not need active explosives to create total devastation. With their hypersonic speed, the sheer kinetic energy generated upon impact is enough to produce destructive power equivalent to tons of TNT. It is the use of the laws of physics as a weapon of mass destruction. President Vladimir Putin has confidently claimed that this weapon is so powerful that firing several Oreshnik missiles simultaneously, even in a conventional non-nuclear configuration, would produce an effect as devastating as a strategic nuclear strike. Its penetration capability is extraordinary. It can punch through reinforced concrete command bunkers buried 3 or 4 levels underground. For Western military planners, this is a tactical nightmare. Bunkers long considered safe for political and military leaders are now vulnerable, and the potential transfer of this monster technology to Venezuela poses an existential risk to the United States. Although its exact range is classified, open-source intelligence estimates place Oreshnik's range at 5,500 kilometers. From Russian territory, it threatens all of Europe, turning NATO capitals, once confident under the protection of the US defense umbrella, into easy targets. But if deployed in Venezuela, the threat map changes dramatically. Imagine a scenario in which the Oreshnik stands upright on a mobile launcher deep in the Venezuelan jungle. From that position, its deadly range covers most of South America, the entire Caribbean, Mexico, and most critically, a large portion of the United States. Washington, D.C., the Pentagon's command center, and strategic bases along the East Coast would all fall within its firing range. Even parts of Canada would not be spared from this threat. It is a complete reversal of roles. For years, the US placed missile defense systems in Poland and Romania to encircle Russia, and now Moscow responds by placing the sword of Damocles right at America's throat. But then the question arises, Why should the United States panic over Oreshnik alone? Has the West forgotten the long list of other Russian weapon systems that have proven their effectiveness on modern battlefields and are equally lethal? Let's shift our attention for a moment to the silent warriors that have reshaped the fighting in Ukraine, the Geran drones. The West often mocks these UAV for their simple design and their distinct lawnmower-like sound, yet their battlefield effectiveness is undeniable proof of Russia's pragmatic military ingenuity. With an operational range of up to 2,500 kilometers, the Geran is no toy. If deployed from Venezuela, these drones would have enough range to reach the southern coast of the United States, including Florida and Louisiana. The Geran's main strength is not hypersonic speed, but swarming capability, low production cost, and a small radar signature. It is a loitering munition that flies low, hugging the terrain to evade long-range radar detection, then dives sharply toward its target with deadly precision. Its impact, if deployed by Venezuela, would be catastrophic for maritime commerce. The Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea are arterial routes for global trade and U.S. energy supplies. Swarms of Gerans could easily disable oil tankers, port infrastructure, or offshore refineries, throwing logistics into chaos. And that's not even mentioning the Iskander missile system, a name that has long instilled fear among NATO commanders. The cruise missile variant of this system also boasts impressive range. If stationed in Venezuela, Iskander missiles would be capable of striking vital targets in Florida. The Iskander's effectiveness lies in its ability to perform extreme maneuvers during the terminal phase of flight. Unlike conventional ballistic missiles that follow a predictable parabolic trajectory, the Iskander can suddenly change direction, deploy decoys to confuse enemy air defenses, and hit targets with meter-level accuracy. It is specifically designed to destroy enemy air defense systems, communication hubs, and air bases. If Venezuela possessed Iskanders, any attempt by the U.S. Navy or Air Force to carry out a military intervention would be met with a precise wall of fire. Moreover, Moscow's arsenal still contains a variety of advanced anti-ship missiles that could be supplied to Caracas. For Russia, Venezuela offers more than just a strategic ally. It provides a platform for global influence beyond Asia, extending Moscow's reach into Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and now the Americas. So which region would likely hear the alarm bells first? That's all for today, and thanks for watching.